Well, boy, we made some people happy on racetracks across America. And speaking of racetracks across America, let's welcome the King, Richard Petty, back into the Big Show studios. Good morning, King.
Doing great, man. Come check you out, see what's happening.
About the same things last time you was in here.
Nothing, right?
Maybe we got a little older.
Y'all did, I did.
I know, I tell you. Yeah. King, you have not changed a lick.
I ain't supposed to.
What
I keep running fast. It can't catch up with me, you know?
I'm telling you what. That is the truth, man. Well, good to have you back in here.
Yes, sir, man.
And I tell you what, man, we have a special today for the NASCAR racing experience for Big Show listeners. It's good until midnight tonight. We do these one-day sales, and perfect time here for Christmas. And the King is here to recommend the NASCAR driving experience called The Practice. We'll get into that in a second, but Richard, like before somebody would get in a car, never been in a race car before, and they're taking this, all right, you will have some instruction time and, and like that. We'll go through the whole thing. You just aren't going in blind. But if you could tell them one thing to do, their first time around a racetrack in a NASCAR race car, what would just be some simple instructions?
Don't try to be like Richard Petty.
Not at first. You probably have to work up to that a little bit.
Yeah, you know, we started this off and we had all the people in the grandstand, and you can hear people say, you know, why don't he get off the track? He ain't running fast enough. Okay. So you go out there and try it, and you say, man, you pull for nobody. The pace car is a great thing. You know what I mean? So it's been going on for a long time, and been a lot of people really enjoyed it. I think once they go and drive around a racetrack in a race car, I think they respect what's going on the racetrack.
It changes how you see a race.
Changes your whole outlook on everything.
Yeah. That's why we say for NASCAR fans, this is a must. I mean, back in the day, it's no way you could have had a chance to drive a real NASCAR race car on the track. But these days, man, you can get to do this, and this is the one and only. I mean, there's no lead car to follow. No instructor rides with you. You got the 5-minute timed racing session. Now, I'll tell you, the practice retails for $399.99, but today only on sale for $199. And that is a deal right there.
Yeah, Richard Petty's giving everybody a present.
There you go.
That's right. That's a good King. So for less than $200, you get to drive a real NASCAR race car by yourself. And this is cool because you do get in-car radio communications. You have your own spotter. Now
it's about as real as you can get as far as the experience.
And you can pass, too.
Yeah.
That's the thing about it.
Absolutely.
You got to catch them first.
But it seems like some people, when they get in, they just have the knack. I mean, when I did it, I learned, you know, I used to race Legends cars at Charlotte Motor Speedway. I'm sure you caught some of my races, King, back in the 90s.
Yeah, I was on the record crew, okay?
But the thing about it, you got to trust that car going into the corners.
Yeah, you got to have all the confidence, not in yourself, but in the car. Okay? And once you got confidence in the car, then you can use your deal to say, okay, I can do this. The car's going to do what it's supposed to do. I got to make the car do what I want it to do.
That's right. And the thing about this, you can get a gift card before midnight tonight. This is when this deal expires.
They can pick any place in the whole country, any racetrack they want to go to.
Okay, let me ask you, King, what would you recommend a track for the first time somebody's ever getting in a drive the NASCAR race car?
It's really hard to say. You know, some people like shorter tracks. Some people like, you know, like the Charlotte track here. Some people like Daytona or something like that, where you just go out and just run wide open. So, you know, to get the real feel of it and stuff, I think you need Daytona's just, like I say, you can just run wide open.
You just floor it and you hang on.
Okay, and then, but a place like Charlotte and stuff, you have to lean off a little for the corners, so you have to watch yourself. So a little bit more driving involved.
They teach you about how important having the right line, especially at places like Charlotte.
Yeah, they got marks on the racetrack and stuff, and say, okay, this is the groove. You know, don't get up there, don't get down here. You know, you go in low and go to the middle of the track and then back low, or, you know, different tracks. Sometimes they run them high around the racetracks, just according to what kind of racetrack it is.
Well, no line. So you got to, and that's the thing about just getting in it. You know, it's all about your line and going and going. Well, in my racing experience, King,
It's ought to be good.
don't have to worry about braking. Maybe at Daytona you can do that. And this is cool. So if you get the practice, the one that the King recommends for less than $200, there's also the NASCAR ride along. If you want to take, I don't want to be a sexist. You take your wife, have her to ride along. She might want to drive the car, and the husband might want to ride along, because that is something too. You ride shotgun, a passenger in a real NASCAR race car on a 3-lap, and I tell you what, now that is something. You talk about a driller just sitting hanging on, and you can't scream because they can't hear you. With the spotter, you don't have to worry about.
Better
the
wear your brown pants too.
The NASCAR ride along retails for $149.99, and that's on sale for $99. So we're talking about a massive savings for the practice run you want to drive, or the passenger ride along as well. Both of these experience on sale today. And, of course, the gift card, like we said, something for you to open up on Christmas morning, and it never expires. So let me tell you where to go. Until midnight tonight, call NASCAR Racing Experience now. We got a toll-free. Well, you can call them here at 704-886-2400. We got it set up easy. You can go to our website at thebigshow.com and click on the NASCAR Racing Experience button, or you can go straight to NASCARRacingExperience.com. So thebigshow.com, click on the button, or you can call customer service 704-886-2400. These deals Richard Petty got for us are going fast. Sale ends tonight at midnight, so buy it now. NASCARRacingExperience.com. And King, while I got you in here, I wanted to ask about the new format that we went through this year for the first time with the stage racing and the points and how it all worked out. I wanted to know what you thought about it.
Yeah, I guess we was only operation that didn't have a timeout. Okay,
Right.
So to me, I look at the stage racing sort of as a timeout. Gives everybody a chance to, regroup, different strategies, work on the race car or whatever. I don't like the idea of having the points. I feel like that any game you play, it starts, and then whoever gets there first gets the most points, most money, whole deal.
Yes, sir.
That's the only thing I don't like about it. But still, it works. You know what I mean? And the guys that run up front all the time are the ones that's going to get the points anyway. So, I guess it all sort of works itself out.
Right.
But I think from the spectator standpoint and also from the crew's standpoint, it gives more strategy. There's a lot more strategy involved in the deal. Do you run hard to begin with to try to get the points, or do you kind of goof off or stop early in the first time so that you can win the second stage? Or do you stop in the second stage early so that you can go try to win the race? So, there's just everybody looks at it a little bit different.
A lot of strategy in the race. And I never thought about that. Look at it as a timeout for the crew and the driver.
Basically,
to regroup.
Well, the crew don't get a whole lot of time.
Right. Yeah, you're right. So it's good for TV. I think that was the main thing,
Yeah,
So
basically that's what it was. It was a kind of a deal. You run a 500-mile race, the first 100 to 150 miles, people get so scattered out. So this puts them all back. So you have two restarts, two starts of the race. And most of the time they go, like a quarter, and then run the last half of the race. So it's unique for sure.
Yes,
and
sir.
I think everybody pretty well accepted it, as far as the crews, drivers, and all that stuff.
Because they keep fine-tuning this whole end of the season thing. And you'd have to say overall NASCAR has made the right changes. Everybody hasn't liked them right away, but I think everybody thinks that it's been good for the sport overall, for the most part.
The deal being, no matter what NASCAR comes up with, the crews and the drivers and the owners make it work.
There you go.
Right. Because if we don't, then it's going to cost us. So we got to make them look good so we can look good. So, they're trying everything they can to get new fans. You got your old fans and stuff like me, and we're all going away where we can't get back to the track. We're too old. So, how do we attract the new fans? So, used to when we'd go to a racetrack, say Charlotte, and the race starts at 1:00, grandstand's full at 8:30. Now everybody just waits and waits and waits, and then they run out there and jump out and right before the race, just like you would at a football stadium or something. So the personnel or the fans that we have is a different group of fans. So how do we affect and how do we draw new fans to racing? And you got to figure we got so much more competition in the racing today than what we had, 20, 30 years ago, because everything's on TV, everything's on a computer. I mean, you can go fishing and keep up with the race.
That's right.
On the computer deal.
Right.
So that's been a lot of deals. The deal is trying to get the people back in the grandstand, because that's where the excitement is. No matter what you watch on TV, listen to radio, or any of that stuff, the thrill is just being there. It's like going to a ball game.
Yeah.
It just puts the icing on the cake.
Well, King, you have been through it. You've seen the beginning to put this sport on the map and show drivers how to act and how to do and interact with fans. It's just through the whole thing. You watch us. I'll never forget when they built condos at Charlotte Motor Speedway. You said, "Ain't that something? Now you can live at the racetrack."
I felt like I did anyway. I just had a bed.
I know. It was Richard, you have partnered up with Richard Childress Racing, and you're gonna have Bubba Wallace driving for you this year, buddy.
We've been the last 4 or 5 years. We've been kind of just in the middle of the back of the pack, and we said, okay, we're just going to try something completely different. We're changing car makes. We're moving our shop to Welcome, North Carolina. Joining up with RCR, so everything's different. Okay,
right.
We got the same crew and stuff, but we're in a different place, different location, working on a different kind of car. So we're going to find out if this works. If it don't work, we'll try something else.
We're looking forward to that this year. And once again, y'all, get the NASCAR racing experience. You got until midnight tonight right now, and go get that gift card that never expires. Open it up on Christmas. You can do the practice is what we're talking about. Drive a real NASCAR race car by yourself, in-car radio communication with a spotter. Pass the slower cars if you can catch them, like the King said. And then there's a NASCAR ride-along as well. So less than $200 of practice, drive, and less than $100 for the NASCAR ride-along. Go to thebigshow.com, click on NASCAR Racing Experience, or you can call 704-886-2400. You have until midnight tonight. Well, King, awesome to see you again. Thanks for coming in.
Yes, sir, guys. Make sure they go out and get them one of these deals, because everybody thinks they're race car drivers, okay? You don't believe it, get out here on the interstate. So this sort of kind of separates them. So anybody that's ever thought about getting on the racetrack, this is the best opportunity they'll have in a long time.
Yes, sir. All right. Well, thank you, Bob. We appreciate you, buddy. You keep up the good work.
Thank you guys for having me.
Hug Heather for me.
Oh, I will.
All right. Thank you, King. Thank you, Bob. NASCARRacingExperience.com.